Alright, y'all. So welcome here to SoundWater News. This is where you're gonna get updates about Opus Canon, the SoundWater community, and also, just talk more about like what's going on in the world and how this all kind of relates to, us as artists and whatnot. So we're gonna go through three different segments generally, starting with SoundWater News, and then after that we're gonna then go into what's in the world, followed by Point to the Sea. One more time. So we're gonna go SoundWater News, what in the world, and then say it with me, point to the sea, which literally is just going to be starting from like we're going to talk about updates with Opus Canon, followed by just what's going on in the world, updates in the world, and whether it be pop culture, whether it be freaking world news, whether it be social, or just social shits and whatever. um and then point to the sea is just kind of like us tying together, like what are we at Post Canon, or what am I over the boat saying? Like, just might be something for us to look at or another direction for us to go in order to see a better future ahead for us. You know what I'm saying? So, this is all kind of just another way of like really emphasizing the importance of like, taking control of our own narratives. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the messages that we want to put out for real? And what are the stories that we want to, communicate? How do we want to communicate them? And then also on top of that, like, what do we want to document as like our own part of history? So yeah. All right, so yeah, boom. Starting with SoundWater News. There's a couple major updates, starting with the album NWU-PFM is out now, also known as NWPFM, also known as Niggas We Up Pray For Me. The U is silent. Boom. Yeah, like we've been saying, the album NWPFM is now out, so it's actually really a two disc. You'll find NWU, which is the more like niggas we up. It's like the turn side. They have like Jersey Club influences. It got real like gritty sounds, real stories from like just my upbringing and whatnot in Newark, New Jersey. And then when you got the Pray For Me side, it's more like gospel, spoken word, or like vibey kind of music. But they both kind of hit. Now, just overall, so you understand what you're getting into, the album NWPFM is like a diaspora piece. It's one of those projects that was supposed to be more so like a film, just because y'all know that's what I do. So in my head, it's basically like NWU is kind of highlighting like, okay, we have what we call black culture, right? And understanding that like that, what our understanding of what we even call black culture globally is very much orchestrated, right? Like this is not something that is built off of like beliefs as much as it's more so like the media was like, hey, this is what Negroes and act like, let's sell it and make it marketable, and sex sells, and da, 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 da. And now we have what we call black culture, which a lot of people just buy into as hip hop culture, or whatever, or club culture and stuff like that. So that versus understanding what it means to actually build a culture or community based off of like the people and like you actually meet and you actually love and you actually like care for and you actually would die for, that is like the Pray For Me side. Like kind of going through that journey of understanding like, okay, yeah, like once you realize, which a lot of black people do, once you realize like the spaces that were like made for us to be in are not really conducive for our well-being, how do you still remain true to the who you are and what your upbringing is, while also still understanding like you're not defined by other people, but rather like it is up to yourself to define what you call your community. You know what I'm saying? That's a choice. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's on all streaming platforms. I really wanted to get more, like I want to get more how people like do like interviews with like different pages and shit like that, like about their project or whatnot. I'm definitely open and looking to do that. So if you guys know people who are looking to interview new artists or anything, tag them down below, shout them out, let them know what I'm doing. If you looking for some new music that's like really not just some turn up, but like some real feel good, like catchy shit that you like, damn, I'm up this in the morning. Check that out. NWPFM out now. It's a two-part on all streaming platforms. Okay, so next update about Opus Canon. We will be shifting our overall like how we engage and serve within the communities that we work with. So for those who know, I'm no longer located in Jersey per se. I'm now in the city, but I'm definitely gonna be back and forth because Jersey, big city. You know what I'm saying? Like, so where my little. But that is to say though, that even infrastructurally, like it's no longer gonna be three members who are like tag team running the show as much as it's gonna be just me, but. You'll still see Phoenix around. You'll still see Conti around. You'll honestly still see other artists involved too. So with that being said, also in SoundWater news, I want to say April 12th and 13th, I'm going to be having a virtual Zoom meeting, like a Canon informational, where I'm just going to go more into depth about the different types of workshops and like activations that we will be planning to do to engage with other artists continually while still being, um, just mindful of like my own capacity. Because like like for those who don't know, like I've literally gone breaking my back and like damn near crashing out, making sure certain things are happening. So now we're trying to find ways to do things that are still effective within capacity. So this means like there will be more things like virtual writing workshops that we're doing, or like selective jam session workshops and stuff like that, like fusion jam sessions for those who are like DJs and also lyricists trying to actually like workshop their stuff. Yeah, Opal Scanner is going to be facilitating a lot more. Yeah, Opal Scanner is going to be facilitating a lot more of that. And we are going to be leaning more towards like a donation model where it's like I'm going to do like IG lives more, talking to people. All this is going to be in that Zoom meeting informational on the 12th and 13th. So if you want to get that information, I'll try to put the Zoom link and stuff like that in like let's say like my link tree or something like that. But also there's an email list too, so you can always just DM Opals Cannon if you want to be on that email list, because or if you want to get that Zoom link. But the emails will be going out like this week, if not today. So just putting that on the radar once again. If you want to be a part of this Opals Cannon 2026 like informational meeting where you get to learn more about what we do, how to stay tapped in, and how to get involved or invested, let me know, or even how to work with us too. Because like, if some of y'all too, if y'all actually want to book with the Canon, you can do that as well. But for those who can't always afford to do like full on production and just want to actually be more part of the artist incubator side, we definitely have opportunities and more upcoming availabilities for that. So yeah, looking forward to seeing y'all at those informational meetings. Okay, so now this is, I guess, going to the segment of like what's in the world. Well, just a couple things that have been on my mind in the world. I definitely want to get more structured with this segment, but just for now because I already did a video before. Da, da, da. So a few things are going on in the world. One, this Iran war, crazy. Like it's crazy as hell. And honestly, I think that especially when we look at like ourselves as like, let's just say, citizens in the United States, and even more so if you're like a creative or like you're an artist or entrepreneur or whatever kind. All I know is like these high end prices are gonna be affecting all of us. Like whether you're a chef and you're looking like food prices, or you're looking at freaking clothes, bro. I've seen things talking about some tariff and shit like that already. Or if you talking even if you're talking like just like you're an audio engineer or something like that, that's equipment, and that equipment requires your gas, and that gas is gonna get more and more expensive as well. I think that it's like ever more important that like, not even just as artists but just as people, like we pay attention. Like it's easy to be like, oh, I don't want to hear that stuff, but yo, bro, paying attention to how things are affecting us directly at home, because it is like I said, all these prices are going up. So especially because we can't really say how long things are going to go like this, I think it's important that we account for like, hey, what are certain ways that we can how do I say, cut costs, or like not depend on the systems that are contingent, might not be the right word, but the systems that are like directly reliant on things that are affected by this war, i.e. petrol, gas, you know what I'm saying, i.e. like even food and stuff like that, right? Understanding that like, yes, grocery stores exist, and when people get panicked, we already know, right? People go and like they'll clear out the store because they heard it's gonna snow 2 inches tomorrow, or they'll like gas prices are going higher and higher and higher, but then like it's like, dang, my friends want me to go to the club, my friends want to go to their house, but then I have this gig tomorrow that I also have to drive for, so like I'm running $60 of gas in a week or more. I say all that to say like, yo, we definitely have to be more creative in our approach to solutions, i.e., like, we can't keep doing the same thing without any control over the change. If you're noticing that gas prices are going up and up and up, it's time to start carpooling. Time to start saying no to like certain functions, like, or alternative methods to transportation. Like, you don't have to drive every single where, when, hey, bro, you could invest in the e-bike, that is better for the environment. You could carpool, that might be better. You could decide, yo, maybe I'm not going to be using the car for every move, but only when I'm making move my equipment. And I'm not saying this to say like I'm the one with the answers, but I am saying this to say like there's definitely someone out there who is not trying that. And I'm like just putting this out there again as a creative solution because I don't have all the answers, but even like bro, even things like food, right? Yes, we are in America, grocery stores are the main thing, but like growing food is a thing. Growing some of your produce can help. Growing food is a skill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these are all little things, and yes, I'm not even for those who know me as the kind of artist I am, I don't care about excuses. So like yes, some of us have difficulties, some of us have like a hard time finding that. But bro, someone in your community, someone in your 10-mile radius knows how to do it. Someone to give you fuck it. Someone in your 50-mile radius, because some of y'all live in Texas, so I know it'd be like far as hell. But like some of y'all in y'all radiuses do know how to farm, do know how to like I don't know, grow crops. There's people out there who literally know how to turn plastic into gasoline, and they've literally dropped the how-to book. Now it's just a matter of again creative solutions, and it's not easy being creative. You feel me? I think that's the and matter of fact, before I go into this rabbit hole of um, conversation, I'm now gonna go to the point to the sea. So in the point to the sea segment, I'm just gonna really be trying to like essentially drive it home. And when I say like point to the sea, right, it's really saying like point to the cannon, but it's also kind of like a play on it, like point to the cannon, but also point to the ocean, like like points into new horizons and things like that. But also it's like pointing to creativity a little bit. Like I want people to understand that like a lot of times when people feel like, oh no, there's nothing we can do. No, the thing is really you're having a hard time thinking about what are other possibilities can happen other than defeat. And like a lot of times, if we really put our mind to it, there is another option almost always. It's just more so like, are you willing to take what it, are you willing to do what it takes to really like accept that other option? You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, right? So with all that being said, in this point to the C segment, I want to kind of bounce off just the fact that like one, with a lot of stuff going on with like Iran war and stuff like that, there's a lot that's been brought to like my eyes a little bit, and it's really been the fact that like I think as Americans, we're very very like how do I say this? We're very very like indoctrinized, and what I mean by that is like we've been so convinced that like the American way is the way. Like we think that like Americans have the we think like for example, right? We think that Americans made science, right? Like we damn near think Americans made intellectualism. Like we dead ass act as if like the way there is no other way to transport that could ever possibly be better than a car. We act as if like, oh, the grocery store method, or not even this grocery store method, we act like the school system is the only places where you're gonna get real food or you're gonna get real information, when it's like, yo, especially with this Iran war stuff, you're going against civilizations that have been here for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? This kind of indoctrination, this is not, I'm not even just saying like you at home believe this, but it's like, bro, our president, well, the president of the United States, who was voted by at least so anywhere near 50%, which is way too much, right? This person is representative of the way many of the, not even just many of the people, it's the representative of the way that the overall ethos of the country work, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I say all this to say, right? Like, and I'll do more like in a future episode I'll talk about this too, because like I've even seen this one dude who like an African dude who's like in Houston or something like that, and he like talks about like his own philosophy of like math and science, right? And he's like talking about it, and people are literally like, "Oh, you're so dumb, da da da, you're fucking stupid as hell, you can't even spell it, intellect and shit like that." And it's like that's the same way that Americans look at everything. You know that, right? Like we look at everything that is not coming out of like an American institution or vetted by American media as dumb as hell until we're in a problem. You get what I'm saying? These people, like, even when like you look at it militarily, Iran has been been mathematical. That's what I was gonna say. Like they've been they've been doing numbers. I genuinely believe like people over there have an understanding of, like, numbers and numerology and like what these things actually mean way beyond white people, bro. Way beyond white people, to the point where and like that stuff translates not only just in terms of, like, their technological capabilities, but it literally translates spiritually, bro. And that's kind of what the African dude was talking about too, like the ways in which we approach math and stuff like that. It's like his whole thing is like the way that we approach math with an equal sign is really limiting, because basically the dude is explaining like equals as a mathematical axiom is somewhat limited, because he's saying like, hey, this is very simplistic, and like the universe is simply not a singular moment. Like if you subtract 2 from something and put 2 somewhere else, that doesn't just equals anything. No, what you did was take 2 from one part of the environment and you put 2 somewhere else. So to say equals doesn't capture the whole thing, because what it equaled on this side is different from what it equaled on this side. And even further, what these two things equal to each other doesn't capture how the relationship between these two things overarchingly still affect the environment over here. It affects 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 the environment over here. Why is this important? Because capitalism is literally built on the fact that they only look at these two things, which be oftentimes the fucking shareholders and like what resources they're extracting, and they oftentimes don't care anything else. You get what I'm saying? Right? Like, why am I even on this soapbox? I say all this to say, like, point to the sea today. I'm saying we really need to be more confident about exploring creative or like outside of the box approaches, like, or approaches to things. I'm trying to put this on YouTube or not, but like we really need to actually try and not be afraid and not be shunning each other for like thinking, hey, you know what? I might get this e-bike and take it 5-7 miles to my next location to link with my friends. Don't clown him. No, bro, he's saving bread. He's saving the environment. Matter of fact, he or she, you don't know. Like, I'm just saying, like, instead of us all thinking that like, oh, America got the answers, or like, oh, we're good, we just gotta keep doing the same thing. No, literally, you keep doing the same thing, you can be mad as hell one day your house is on fire, bombed or some shit, and you're like, what could I have done to change this? There's a lot, bro. There's a lot, and I'm not doing this to victim blame nothing. I'm not even saying like I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but what I am saying though is that one way that I'm gonna continue to try to like support people is by creating platforms that literally push the like encouragement and cultivation of innovation and new art forms. So yeah, this is Oppo the Boat. You know, I'm happy to rap with y'all, happy to chop it up with y'all. I hope to get this up to you guys today, because that's like my new schedule. Like, I'm gonna try to like shoot these on Sundays, and hopefully like I'm gonna try to commit to like a bi-monthly, bro, because this is a lot. I'm doing a lot. But yeah, thank you. This is SoundWater News and Point to the Sea. Yeah, definitely, go bump that NWPFM if you haven't. Both albums. Check it out. Oppo the Boat on all streaming platforms. If you guys don't already, follow me at Oppo the Boat or Oppo's Canon on Instagram. They're both on Instagram. Oppo the Boat is my personal. Oppo's Canon is the company. Follow us, leave comments, subscribe, share this information. If you find any information, any parts of this that you like resonate with, share it with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, this is just, it's literally part of like my passion. It's an act of love, bro. I really do appreciate any and all support. Oh yeah, and donations too. Donations at $ Oppos _ Canon. That all supports a lot and helps me to like keep doing what I'm doing, while also like I do a lot for the community as well. If you don't know that, stay tapped in, follow, and you'll see I do a lot for the community. So appreciate y'all. I'm about to peace out now. But yeah, this has been Oppo the Boat for SoundWater News.